It happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting, but scared me for a minute.
And howdy, everybody. Howdy, Tony. Howdy, Brenda. Howdy, Shawnette.
Shawnette?
Yep. Or someone wearing Shawnette's disguise. Yeah. Yeah, we'll check back in with the clock in a little bit. So, how is everybody? Meaning Lynn and people in chat.
I'm pretty good today. Feeling better this afternoon.
Right? Yeah. What's been happening over the yonder?
Over the yonder here, well, I've been doing the tabernacles in my backyard.
Uh-huh.
It's hot and miserable and muggy and sweaty, but I'm hanging in there. I'm determined. So, but it's been nice. I ran an electrical cord out there.
Okay. And Debbie.
Too bad I don't have a little portable air conditioning for that little vent.
Yeah. Just imagine what it's like in Canada.
No, and I can't imagine the people in the desert running around. I mean, no. Go in your tent and it's hot, and you come outside and it's hot. And where do you go to cool down?
They don't have tents like us. They have those tents that are made out of 3/4 inch or inch thick felt. That's like total insulation barrier. And it's double walled. Yep.
And so it stays cool inside?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're all hanging out in their tents. Why? What's been going on there, Debbie? What is weird about it? Do tell us, whilst time whiles away. I don't know. They're pushing them.
They.
They're trying to push for some type of nuclear war big time.
Yeah, they are.
So everybody just remember, dark leafy greens are loaded with iodine. Now fill your thyroid up. And who was it? Dr. Suzuki in Japan?
Parsley,
yeah. But Dr. Suzuki in Japan, after they dropped the bomb, he kept every one of his patients and every one of his staff alive, feeding seaweed, miso soup, and fresh vegetables. And none of them, there was a couple of people that died from burns, but nobody died from radiation sickness. Mm-hmm. Pretty amazing. Howdy, Robert.
Yeah, take care of your thyroid.
Read some Jasher with us then on Sabbath, Robert. Did you ever get your basement?
Come on, Robert.
Oh. Did what? Did you ever get your basement pumped out? I hope. That's not a common thing out here. How many people in Phoenix do you know that have basements? How many have you seen in Phoenix?
There's a few, and there's even some really cool split levels.
Right. But how many?
Not many. Can
you probably count them on your hand?
Probably. I know my aunt and uncle lived in one once.
Yeah. We were looking at renting a place here in Tucson that had this had the trap door in the kitchen floor.
Oh, those are awesome.
And it was just like a space just big enough to like hunker down for a bomb attack or something. It was this tiny, tiny little apartment. Or it was a house, but it was so tiny it was probably 380 square feet or something.
Oh.
And then but the yard was huge.
Yeah, could live out there.
Yeah.
And it had that little trap door, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Get that stuff fortified. Yeah, that storm's rolling in. It's weird.
Is
It's one of those deals where it's sunny here, but you can look at the lightning storm rolling in.
Yeah, I got a bunch of clouds rolling in behind me and sunny on the other side. So
That most people back east don't understand.
they don't.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. I was really upset last night when they were getting quarter-inch size hail on the east side and the west side, and then we got nothing in the middle. Nothing, literally nothing. I was like, really?
Yeah. That's how our place is here. And I'll be on the phone with somebody on the other side of town. Can you believe that? I watched the neighbor's roof blow off. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing happening here. Dry as can be.
We had that big gigantic dust storm the other night. It was gigantic.
Thank you for saying dust storm.
It lasted forever. I never saw anything like it. I'm like, what's going on? How come there's so much dust still? Like 30 minutes later, it's still dusting.
It's funny because I was a kid, ever since I was a kid, and then all those people that went through the Great Dust Bowl, everybody always said dust storm, and then all of a sudden some idiot weatherman goes and does a study over in Saudi Arabia, and all of a sudden we have haboobs. It's like, no, you're the boob. They're dust storms.
I just remember everybody just calling, yeah, you're haboob, all right.
Do not make fun
No,
of
it's
our
a dust
boobs.
storm.
What's up, JT?
JT. Hi, JT. I saw you in Take on the World last night.
Nope, they're dust storms. Trust us, they're not haboobs.
Yeah.
Haboobs. Let's see if I can do this. It's not going on that side. Oops, there we go. There we go. Yep. You know what? Dust storm really doesn't sum it up. You need to say it in a different language. What is haboob? What does that mean in Arabic? Dust storm. That. That. Some of them are sandblast storms.
Yeah, doesn't the haboob have more sand? That's what I wanted to
There was
in there.
supposed to be someone that worked at the prison in Yuma that drove an RX-7, and they always parked the same direction. And over the amount of time that they worked there, because that's by the sand dunes, that one side of the car was stripped of all paint, but it wasn't rusty because it was just constantly getting sand blasted from the wind. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Yuma's interesting. Yuma reminds me of a beach.
A beach?
Big giant beach.
The sand dunes? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, ooh. But those sand dunes are a lot of fun.
They are. Until you get sand in places that it's really weird. But do you remember your kids coming home from school and then they would dump like 7 pounds of sand out of their shoe? It's like, how did your shoe even fit on your foot anymore?
And then with my son, it was all those wood chips.
Oh, wood chips. I forgot.
How could you
Sand wasn't
walk
sand
around?
enough.
Sand wasn't safe enough. Nope. They had to get something in there that could actually stab you. So
Yep.
you can't walk around with all this stuff. Take your shoes off outside, please.
Yeah, that's why we have special desert tires, Brenda. Yeah.
Oh,
What will we name the first one?
I don't know. How about just numbers?
Numbers. The first dust storm, second dust storm.
Yeah.
That would work.
If we start naming them, we'll have to keep track of the names.
That. Yep, we can name them Dusty. That's for sure.
This is Sandy.
Yeah.
And the third one can be called defoliation.
Right.
What happened to your face? Oh, got caught in a sandstorm.
Let's see. Look at that. All right. I'm going to look this up for Brenda. Let's see here.
Yeah, and sand is not your friend when you have a sunburn either.
What is it?
Sand's no fun when you have a sunburn.
Oh, no.
You gotta try to get your suit or your clothes off, and you got all that sand, and you're all like, yeah.
Right.
It's so scratches and not so chemical peel, right? Exactly. So I was thinking, we could charge for that.
I don't see why not.
Got your exfoliation right here.
Nope.
Close your eyes now.
Why did they change it? Why? There's one desert tire.
Yep.
The Baja Pro, man. Look at that. Only
Mud.
$850.
Mudslinger. Oh my gosh. For one?
For one. For what size is that? It's a 37-inch tire, though.
Oh yeah, that's a big tire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mudslinger.
Yep. That's a real big
That
tire.
looks fun. That looks fun. Jason.
No, that's horrible, Shawnette. I can't put that on the screen. That me. Yep. 36 inches. That's pretty good size. That's almost 40 inches. The really used to sell off-road stuff. Mickey Thompson. That actually, I think that you'd have to convert your Highlander to solid heavy axles. Because the independent front suspension stuff can't handle bigger tires.
Oh, on the Highlander. That's
Yep.
right.
They're weak. You know, it's weird because they sell like the Land Cruiser here, but then if you go to anywhere else in the world, the Land Cruiser still has a solid front axle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we want to be comfortable here.
Yeah, don't like bouncing around. And I like the bouncy. I miss my Dodge truck. It had big giant tires too. Like this down the highway, I loved it.
Yeah. Everybody was like, why did they make those springs or the seats so springy in those? That's why. Get in on the seat and it sinks
Yeah,
down.
you want-
Pitches.
Yeah. You don't want your head bashing around in your brain while you're driving.
Oh no. That. Yep. First truck I had was a 59 Ford, and back then it wasn't mandatory that they put seatbelts in, but they had to factory install seatbelt mounts. And when I found those, when I found the seatbelt mounts, I was like, cool. And I think I put 6 sets of seatbelts in the front of my truck with extra long bolts. Because I mean, you could fit people in there. You had to drive kind of like to the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can put 5 people in one of those things.
Yep.
6 if you put a child on the floor.
That we could do that back then.
Yeah, we did too. I think I did that. About 10 years ago.
I was talking to this old Mexican dude, and he said when he was a kid back in the 50s, they used to they would drive to Yuma, but they would get like a 20-pound block of dry ice and put it in front of the vent, and no problem. Just said it was just as good as AC. That's
Mexican air conditioning. I'm telling you.
Oh no, just lap belts. You know, the ones. So if you run into something going forward, you go huh! Like that. Whew, it's a good thing I was wearing my seatbelt. I would have knocked my teeth out instead of splitting my forehead open.
Well, at least you didn't fly through the windshield, so.
There you go.
It's something holding you back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, even that, though, that's better than a lot of those wrecks. First car wreck I was in, I was 4. And that, we got bashed, we got T-boned. And nobody was wearing seatbelts. And I went, whoop, floating up in the air. And my brother, he was in junior high school. He grabbed me and pulled me back down. And then the rest of the car wreck was that was interesting too, because I don't remember what year it was, like a 67 or 68 Buick Wildcat. And so we got T-boned by a Nova, and it pushed the back door and fender, the rear fender, into the tire. And the tow truck driver was like, yeah, nothing's broke. You don't need to take it to the shop. So he just hooked up a couple of the chains to the fender and pulled it out.
Heck out.
It stayed like that until we sold the car, which was years and years and years later.
Hey, we thought if we could drive that car away from any wreck, we were doing good.
Yep. Oh, it's not you. I'm breaking up. I got a massive storm rolling in. It's a massive storm.
I remember my first wreck. Me and Cammie standing up in the truck on the bench seat, and Daddy telling us, "Sit down, sit down." Why, Daddy? Well, in case I have to stop right away. He kept telling us to sit down. We kept standing up. Well, eventually he did have to stop right away, and wouldn't you know it, she got her 2 baby teeth knocked out, and my big adult teeth that had come down got knocked back up into my gums. And there was 2 little tooth prints on that dash from both of us whacking into that dash. You know, and then we're crying, and he's like, "I told you to sit down."
Nope, I don't recall that one in slow motion, but the one that totaled my mom's Corolla, this lady ran a stop sign trying to avoid a traffic light in rush hour. A yield sign, not a stop sign. That I remember every split second of that one. It's pretty weird because I had the 3-point seatbelt in that, and I remember my arms and legs both flying forward, but I was held in place, but my head still went down. And I remember thinking, it feels like a giant is pushing my head down. And then everything stops, and I come back up, and the hood's like a triangle now. You know, well, what used to be a square hood, it was all a triangle.
It's a 10.
And I was like, wow. And see, because I had borrowed my mom's car to run up to Jack in the Box because I had a $5 bill, and they were selling jumbo jacks with cheese for $1. So I said, I'm going to go get jumbo jacks. So I went and got 5 jumbo jacks. And then we did this circuit went down Broadway, Major Street, and then pulled into Jack in the Box, and then cut through the neighborhood, which is where I got in the wreck. And then we took 5th Street back up to our neighborhood and turned into the neighborhood. Yeah, that was the Jack in the Box route. So I got in the wreck, blam! And I was like, oh man, I can't push open the door. And I tried to open the passenger door. That wasn't happening. So I forced open the driver's door and went, and that lady's car was stuck between a palm tree and like a 3-foot retaining wall.
Mm-hmm.
So our back tires were off the ground completely.
Mm.
And that. And then waiting. Cops finally show up. They took her in an ambulance. And cop was like, you got your license and registration? I was like, oh, yeah, here's my license. And then ran back to the car to get proof of insurance and registration. I was like, what the heck? There's like a piece of lettuce and a bun and a couple pickles and a hamburger patty. And I was like, what? All my jumbo jacks got thrown around. And that. Then there was just there was one in the wrapper in the bag. All the rest of them got scattered all over the car.
That sounds like what happened when our Nissan Versa went airborne.
Yeah.
And the iced tea just was everywhere. you never can't. Oh man, when that car came down, boom, and just that's when everything just went.
Oh yeah.
That car, and it was a hatchback too. So.
Oh yeah.
Believe
well past that. Well past the 2-second rule.
Right. Yeah. No saving that.
Right after the wreck, I ran over to her car and I said, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Well, just stay in your car." And I turned around. This is how long ago it was. And there was a guy standing there with a great big cordless phone with the antenna on it. And he had a cell phone too. With the antenna on it. And I said, "Can I use your phone?" And he said, "Yes, hold on a minute." And then he like, "Which one do I use?" And then he handed me one. And so I called my mom and told her, I said, "Mom, I got in a car wreck." She had to go to computer class after work. She said, "You quit lying and messing around. Where are you?" I said, "Mom, I got in a car wreck." She says, "This isn't funny. I have to go to class. You get back here right now." "Mom, I got in a car wreck." And then she goes, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I think so." And then I told her where I was. And then she showed up. Her and my sister and brother-in-law at the time all showed up. They went and picked her up and got to where I was before the cops got there.
That's funny. My uncle saw me get in a wreck on the, and he got a hold of my dad, and my dad's getting a hold of me before. And I'm like, well, "How did you even know?" "Well, your uncle was driving by." And I'm like, "What?"
Yep.
Yeah, I remember getting T-boned too. That wasn't happy. I ended up in the hospital, but I do remember watching it slow-mo until I got knocked out. Yeah.
Yep. And then there's the one where I rear-ended this kid. So I was the last person, but it was 2 lanes of traffic, and the city bus was stopped in the right lane. And I had plenty of space to stop. And it was in my 5/4 ton Dodge truck, military truck. And right as the dude that was in front of the person I had been following slammed on the brakes to let a pedestrian cross the street, the kid behind the bus goes, "Boom!" out in the front of me. And so I stomped the brakes and it locked him up. And it was one of those, it was a newer at the time Impala, not the old 1960s and 70s Impalas, like the late 90s.
Okay, smaller one.
Yeah. And that thing, it did not fare well. Yep. Oh, see, you should have come on so you could tell us all about that. Wow. Yep, Jeep rolling's no fun usually.
Yeah, rolling's not fun.
Nope. So, well, what is everybody else doing? Huh?
Speak up.
Speak now or for peace ever hold. Yeah. Oh man, it's still Thursday, October 6th, 2022.
All day.
All day, every day.
All day till 11:59 and 59 seconds.
The second hand is moving so fast, I'm expecting a hot boob.
I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah. So, anyways. Oh. Yes, that was fun.
Yes.
Scared you. I was angry. And
Were you
yelling.
more angry that you should have known better about that sand, or were you more angry that it just because it happened?
No, I was angry because someone turned in front of me.
Yeah. Well, people need to watch out for bikers.
And the thing is, I was the first person at the light.
That's the whole thing. They don't look, they don't see, they look through bikers. You have to you're conscious of them on the road. You have to look for them all the time. Yep. Yeah.
You're
White-
13,
white-
and it was a 57 Willys.
I learned to drive in a World War II Willys. I love that Jeep.
If she was here with us, I would say, so it was brand new?
Was that open top or closed top? Hard top, soft top?
I know you aren't that old. Not even that old. That was the thing, though, in high school. All the guys, man, I want a Willys, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, my friends were jealous.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Can I have a ride? No, Daddy didn't want nobody in here.
Yep.
You might fall out the side. When I turn the corner too fast.
I agree with that. Jason, there's way too many idiots on the road.
Yeah.
Yep. Tell you what, man, for as much as Americans don't like European ways, the way they do driver's licenses is the way it should be done.
Europeans?
Yeah, where it's incremental and cost you a lot of money to get your license.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
You have to be totally competent before you get a license there. And look at all the problems they still have.
I was competent when I was 16.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about people today. I'm
Oh.
subject to Jason here.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And
Exactly.
it's so weird because everybody in my age group, we all wanted to drive as soon as we could. And everybody in my kids' age groups, they didn't care about it. They waited till they were in their 20s to start driving.
Yeah.
Which I find really bizarre.
Nope. I got my permit at 15 so we could drive cross country. and then golly, I think that following year my birthday was on a weekend, so I had to wait till like Monday to go get the test done. Because then everybody had to do a road test back then.
Yeah. How did you get yours? All I had to do was parallel park and I got my license.
Nope. I got some old cranky guy.
Oh, we did ours at school.
No.
We got took our test at school. We didn't have to go down to do the driving at the MVD. Yeah, we did it.
No, I had to go to the DMV at the time. Yep. And I forget what it was. When I turned out of the place, I used just my left hand
Mm-hmm.
to turn. And he said, okay, you need to keep both hands on the wheel at all times. You used one hand to turn out of the parking lot. If you do that again, I'm going to flunk you. I was like, fine. It was like that movie License to Drive. Anybody see
Whoa.
that?
You know, they used to show us movies like Red Asphalt and stuff when we were in driver's class.
Oh, yeah, we had that.
So that was one of the reasons why we were respectful of that car that we were driving.
They don't have anything. Now they have Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
It's okay. I can just shake my car out. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get off because storming. But everybody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on with me, Lynn.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm a little sweaty.
If you want to come hang out with us, let us know. If you want to read with us this Sabbath, let us know. We're in Jasher still.
Yeah, super fun.
What are we doing? 30, 60, 40, or did we already do that?
I would have to look.
I think we're doing 30, 60, 40.
Sounds about right.
Yep. 30, 60, 40. Yep. And that will be at 8 o'clock our time. Hey, when does daylight savings time for all the rest of the people out there? When does that switch back?
Yeah, I was wondering, shouldn't that have happened already?
I don't know.
I thought it happened. Oh, November. Wait, what? Is it get late? Is it later every year, or is it just?
It's just, I know it's just they're going to make it to the point where it's just regular time. Oh, there it is. Yep. So the 6th of November. Remember the 6th of November.
November. Ooh, I got court in 2 days after that. Hope I can make it on time.
What's that? Wednesday?
I don't
It's
know.
got to be a Sunday.
The 8th?
Tuesday.
It's
right?
Tuesday, I think. It's Tuesday, I think.
So the 6th will be a Sunday where they switch it. Yep. All right. Anyways, everybody, love you all. We'll talk to you very soon.
Hey.
Bye. Bye.